Welcome, Leos, to your July 2025 angel messages and reading. We're going to be doing a huge in-depth reading just for you. I do always encourage you to listen to all 12 signs, though, because you have all 12 signs in your chart. We're going to do a Celtic cross. We're going to clarify, and then we're going to go week by week at the end so you can have just a little idea per week of July. There is so much happening. So let's jump right here into the heart of your spread, Leos. What do we have for the heart of your spread for July 2025? We have a 7 of Water card, a complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating. Okay, so this is coming up in the heart of your spread, Leos, and it's basically saying you have so many options in July, it could get a little confusing. So what you're going to want to do is focus on listening to your intuition. This is a water card, which is a very intuitive sign. You guys are fire. We're going to be moving into your birthday season, which, by the way, happy birthday, Leos. I hope you celebrate all July and all of August and follow your heart's wishes, wishing you the best. But also remember that as you are following that passionate, fiery energy that you're so known for, that you're also listening to your intuition, because you're going to have a lot of options in July. So let's see what's coming up for your options. In the crossing or challenge energy here, first we have the Queen of Air card. It says independent, experienced, realistic, witty. It says objective decision making, clearing away what no longer serves you, and seeing the truth of a situation. And I just felt the need to really harp on truth there because of this card in the heart of your spread, which often represents there being some kind of illusion, right? So we have Neptune in Aries right now. We also have Saturn in Aries. Fire signs, you guys, like Leos, but there might be something that's just, it's not really true. And I feel like what has been challenging, or might be a bit of a challenge, Leos, is seeing the truth of something because maybe you're super excited and passionate about one of your options that you're getting in July, which we are going to get clarity about. But actually, if you're really being objective, maybe you're letting your passions carry you away with something, right? So we don't want to let our excitement cause us to make the wrong choice because we're not really doing the work to see what's true, right? So we're going to get a lot of clarity here, but that's not that big of a deal, Leo. That's the whole reason you're getting a heads up here, is to say, hey, you're going to get so many opportunities that you want to just make sure you're being objective and not getting carried away with your emotions. So what's coming up in the root of your spread? This is like what's not known to you right now. We have the 10 of Water. Yay, Leos. I love that. A contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. I love this for the Leos. This is something that is unknown. This is something that you are wanting in your life. You're wanting that emotional security, and this is available to you. You do have this option, but you're going to have to make sure you're seeing the truth around something and that you are listening to your intuition with the choices you're making, right? So this is a beautiful card to have coming up in the unknown or the subconscious. This is something your soul is longing for. This is something your higher self is bringing forward for you. But what we're really focusing on, Leos, with that card is, where do I feel at home? Where do I feel safe? So for some of you, this literally involves your home. Maybe you're having a new child or grandchild come into the home. You're changing your living environment. But for some of you, this is about the group of people you surround yourself with, that you can feel like you can be authentic with them, right? You feel emotionally secure. And the Leos I know and the ones that I have conversed with over the years tend to really, their big heart, a lot of times you wear it on your sleeve, or it's just so vulnerable. You're so loving. You have such a big heart that, others don't always see that. And those who take a different approach to things, they can tend to say things in a way that don't make you feel very secure, right? So you're going to want to be focusing on your environment to make sure you are feeling secure. But we're going to get some clarity there. I'm just feeling that if with all these options coming up, I'm going to use the example of like you get 2 job opportunities. One pays more, but it's going to be with people that you don't really resonate with. They have a different viewpoint on things. And the other one doesn't pay as much, but you get to do what your heart wants. It's people you love. Maybe it's somebody you know you've worked with before and you feel safe and secure. Okay. So we're just using that as an example. This could be any area of your life. I always like to say, remember these 3 areas: your health and fitness, your relationships, of course, romantic, but also boss, family, children, friendships, and then of course your career and finance, which if you're retired would be your, did I say health and fitness already or did I say finance first? Career and finance would be, if you're retired, it would be your legacy, where you're investing your energy to leave behind for those you love. All right. So let's see what's coming up in the near past here for the Leos. We have the 5 of Fire, competitive, competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. Yeah, I know, Leos, you've been dealing with this a lot. You are on a mission to do some things that are big and bright and just continue shining your light with the world. But a lot of times things get in your way. People get in your way. Other commitments get in the way. Maybe you have your own goals for yourself. It's like, I want to write 30 pages for my new book, but I also need to go to the gym. And I also told my friends I'd meet with them later to hang out. It's like all these competing goals. They could all be really positive things, but it's actually kind of holding you back from getting where you're going. So, but this is something that's happened recently. Maybe you did even get into an argument with somebody because they looked at it differently. They had a different viewpoint. They had a different motive. And so just remember that these conflicts are coming up. And these competing goals are coming up for you to recognize now. So whatever recently, maybe it was an argument, maybe it was a disagreement with a boss, whatever recently came up for you with that, just see it as an opportunity to change course so that you can see the truth of something. A lot of times this card comes up when 2 people have a different motive for doing something. They're collaborating on a project. One wants to do it just for fun and the other one wants to do it to become famous, right? I mean, that's probably not a very common situation, but it's that idea of like competing motives as well. The more common example I like to use is, 2 people that go on vacation together. One wants to have an itinerary and see every museum and every church and every activity. And the other person just wants to sit by the pool and enjoy a pina colada, right? That's competing goals, competing motives for going there. Neither one is right or wrong, right? So that it doesn't mean that anybody is right or wrong in this situation, but be aware of it because we are being asked to see the truth of something in July and really watch out for those illusions. All right. So let's see what's coming up in the present energy, Leos. Leos, in the present energy, you have the 4 of Earth, okay? So being too frivolous or too cautious with money, making good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. Yeah, so I can understand that, Leos, where maybe you're feeling a little trapped in your environment. Maybe you feel like you've overcommitted your time and energy to something. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough resources to get out of this energy. I have gotten this card quite a bit for Leo over the last few months. And, the solution with the 4 of Earth is to focus on the resources you do have and get rid of this illusion that you're trapped. There is a way out, okay? So again, don't forget, we have that 7 of Water card here where there's illusions and you're going to be getting so many opportunities in July to find a way out of feeling trapped. And just remember, it is an illusion that we are trapped. We can ask our spiritual team for guidance. We can listen to our intuition to find that way out. So let's see what's coming up in the near future for the Leos. We're going to get more clarification here and of course go week by week. Tomorrow, Chris Reck from Minopon Tarot will be back on my channel. We're going to be doing the rest of 2025, which will also add clarity. So make sure you join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central, or of course you can always watch the recording later. We have the 7 of Fire card. Okay. It says, defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. And that's coming up in the near future. Remember what I was saying earlier with the recent past where you've had some conflict with others? You've become aware of their motives. You've become aware of how they really feel about something or in their viewpoints. This is being willing to walk away from something that's too much energy. Choose your battles wisely. You know what I mean? Agree to disagree, walk away, go put your energy into something else. Or it could be that you're literally like, I said that I wanted to go on this trip so I can relax, recuperate, write my book. And so I'm sorry, I'm not going with you to all those museums. That's the example I'm using. It could be anything that you're applying it to in your life where you are feeling trapped, okay? Because the present energy is this Four of Earth card, for a lot of you Leos, this is some commitment you've made. It could be a commitment at work. It could be a commitment to a person. Like, maybe every Tuesday you're meeting with somebody and it's holding you back from working on something else. I don't know. There's something there. But just figure out a way to stand up for what you feel is right. And then don't focus on getting into those battles that just don't matter. I mean, there are people, you're just never going to get through to them. So why would you invest your energy in trying to change their viewpoint, right? I don't know why that came through so loudly for some of you Leos out there. Let's go to your personal power so we can do a pocket affirmation for you guys. Oops, I'm knocking the cards all over the place here, aren't I? I'm having so much fun doing this live stream with you guys. Thank you all for being here. It's so much fun. All right, we have the 8 of Air card for your personal power. It says an illusion of being trapped. What did I just say? I literally said those words. And it says a lack of self-confidence. And what does it say? Afraid to take action. Afraid to take action. So again, this is just reminding you that if you will go higher with your thoughts, you will be able to get out of this stuck energy. In fact, your personal power is being able to recognize when something is an illusion. Your personal power is being able to see things clearly, be objective, look for the truth. You have this 7 of Water card, right? Is there somebody in your life who's not being upfront with you? I had a pocket affirmation drop in just a second ago, so let's see if it'll come back. Yeah, there we go. Let's do a pocket affirmation, Leos. Write in the comment section below. I easily take action for my heart. I easily take action for my heart. Do you need to free yourself from a situation, a job, a commitment, a project, a relationship because your heart's not in it anymore? You're not trapped. You need to stand up for what you want, and that's going to be your personal power. So recognizing that you're not trapped, recognizing that it's okay to leave the crowd behind and go out on your own. That's your personal power, taking action. So let's see what's coming up in your external factors here. Your external factors, Leos, we have the 10 of Air. Look at that. The end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better, recovering from an addiction. All right, so your environment it's been combative, Leos, in a lot of ways. Maybe it's just you're in an environment where your coworkers aren't getting along. Maybe you're living in a home where other family members aren't getting along, roommates aren't getting along, something like that. You also have been like, this 5 of Fire, it's like you've been stuck in the middle a little bit too. Like you're like, oh gosh, I'm trapped between these two people that I care about. I don't know how to get through this. Or again, with priorities, it's like, I don't really know what decision is right for me. Well, in this external factors card, it's saying that in July, you're going to get a breath of fresh air from that. Okay. And like I said, my good friend Chris Reck, highly intuitive Minopon Tarot, he says that this is a dead, done, and over card. So I like that for your external factors in July. It means that you're finally going to be done with something that's just been causing so much conflict and headache and just ridiculousness. And part of it is because you're choosing to walk away from something. You're saying, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not going to be in the middle of this. I'm going to stand up for what I believe, and I'm going to also not engage with this person, party, thing, whatever, that is not in my highest interest. It's not what my heart wants. I'm actually going to free myself from this energy. So that's really, really positive. Let's see what's coming up in the hopes and fears sector so we can clarify this spread and, of course, go to your week by week. The hopes or fears card, which is 2 sides of the same coin, as I say, is the 5 of Air. Look at that. Another 5 card, another air card here. And it says an unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation. Review everyone's motives. What were we talking about with the motives there? All right. So this is the hopes or fear. This is like you being afraid of making the wrong decision. Like I said, with the heart of your spread being 7 of Water, you're like, this person tells me they're in love with me. What if I invest my time and energy in this person and they break my heart, like what's happened in the past? This could be this person is telling me, if I quit my job that they're going to go bankrupt and it's going to be all my fault. It's like, is that really true? No, that's not on your shoulders. So there's something here about just getting clear on everybody's motives. And that's another thing Chris Reck has taught me about the Five of Swords, which is what this card is in tarot, is going higher, like getting clarity. It might mean you have to have this conversation. You might need to have a heart-to-heart, but don't forget that we're being cautioned in the near future to just choose your battles wisely. And this also means timing, right? So listen to your intuition about the right time to have those conversations. Let's see what's coming up in your final outcome here, Leo, so we can clarify and get to week by week. The final outcome is the Four of Air. It says take time to rest, take a vacation, allow more time before making a decision. Remember, you're going to have a lot of options here. And it says meditation provides answers. Yeah, so basically, Leos, if you can, this is your birthday season. Can you plan a vacation? Can you take some time off from work? Can you take a break from these battles that you've been in with people? Maybe it's been a mental battle of your own. It's been that, I'm so afraid I'm going to choose the wrong place to move. I'm so afraid I'm going to take the job and it's the wrong job for me. It's more about grounding your energy and also seeing the truth of something by meditating. Go higher. Ask your spiritual team for loud and clear signs. This is where I will literally grab my journal. If I've got a lot of choices to make or I've got a lot of opportunities coming up and I don't know where to invest my time or energy, I don't know what to take, I just ask. Remember, your spiritual team is here for you for that. So you can write in your journal, if it's in my highest good to take this job, send me a loud and clear sign. You might get a sign that says, it's kind of a warning. It's kind of in your face like, whoa, this makes me question this. Then go ask again. Was that message letting me know that's not in my highest interest? If that's the case, send me what is in my highest interest, right? Keep going for that clarity. Don't give up on just the one question. Speaking of clarity, let's move to your clarification for the Celtic Cross so we can do week by week. Your first clarification card from the, I'm so excited to show you this. This is one of my favorite cards. From the Sedona deck is the Raven card. Clarification, listen. Look, we've got this right next to this meditation card. This is going to be a month of listening for the signs, listening to your higher self, listening to your intuition. You are going to know what opportunities to take and which ones to leave behind. You are going to see the truth of a situation. Look for those signs and symbols. Do you work with animals for messages? Do you have ravens in your environment? It doesn't have to be a raven. It can be anything that feels or looks like a sign to you. Speaking of which, you can sign up for my free newsletter at devondoer.com to get my free gift for you, which is my ebook, Is It a Sign? How to recognize signs and discover their meanings. And this can help you understand what some of these signs mean. But also just, think about ways that you might normally get signs. And if they're coming in a different way, pay attention. All right. So let's get your second clarification card here for the Leos, and then we'll go into week by week. All right. This is beautiful clarification here. We have the beaver card and the birch. It says home on it. Again, we were talking about needing this emotional security. This is in the root of your spread. This is what is unknown to you or subconscious, or maybe you haven't admitted to yourself. If you are not feeling emotionally secure, here we go, in a relationship, in a job, in a project, in a group of people, in a home environment, you've got to own that, right? You've got to own that. That's the truth that you are needing to focus on and say, I just don't feel at home anymore. I just don't feel emotionally secure. I'm investing all this time and energy into something and it's not being returned. Okay, whatever that is for you, just know that you're going to get some loud and clear signs about this all through July. You are going to get that clarity. Just make sure you're taking time alone to ask your team, journal, meditate, write your dreams down. Oh my gosh, all of us, please. This is such a huge dream time right now. And then you're going to get clear about where you feel at home. So I love this for the Leos. Let's go to week by week here. If these messages resonate with you, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button, share this video with anybody you feel it resonates with. And of course, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Like I said, the link below is to sign up for my free newsletter for my e-gift to you if you would like that to get started. And of course, let you know about things like tomorrow when Chris Reck will be back on my channel. We're doing the rest of 2025. He is so amazing. His, in my opinion, one of the best tarot readers out there. And so intuitive. So I am so honored to always have him on my channel. And this is going to add to these messages here that we're doing for July 2025. All right. So Leos, let me scoot this up so you can take a screenshot in a minute. I've been learning how to use these as we go. All right. For week 1 of July, Leos, what do you have here? Queen of Water. Queen of Water. Oh my gosh, for a fire sign, you sure are getting a lot of water cards, but it is Cancer season, a water sun sign, your 12th house. Loving, giving, psychic. All right. What did I say about the Raven? What did I say about listening to your intuition? Huge downloads coming in for you. Huge downloads. In fact, you might want to go get a reading from somebody you trust who's highly intuitive too, to get that higher perspective, to get clarity. If you're picking up on some signs on something, why not? I mean, you could also look into your human design. You could look into your astrology. Like I said earlier, here week 1, we have the 4th of July. So a lot of people have a little extra time off here in the US. Maybe you can make some time to do some automatic writing, just really listening to your spiritual team in week 1. That's going to really help you kickstart July in a really powerful way, Leos. All right, let's see what's coming up for week 2 for you guys. Week 2, you have the 7 of Water card again. That was at the heart of your spread. Choices, overanalyzing, procrastination. Yeah, I just feel like you're going to have so many different choices to make in week 2. That's why you need to be looking for signs and symbols in week 1. That way, when these opportunities come through, you are ready to see the truth and really be objective. You got to be objective here in week 2. But the procrastination thing is a good little reminder there too. I know for me, like, I'm not a huge shopper, and a lot of times it's because if I go into a certain store where there's a lot of different options, I feel overwhelmed. You know what I mean? And I think that could be what is going on for you a little bit here week 2, where it might be that you're procrastinating, like that you need to look for the truth, but you're procrastinating on doing the work. You're not doing the homework. You're not getting the information. You're not just going ahead and making a choice there. So let's see what's coming up in week 3 for you. For Leos, you have the Ace of Fire. Opportunity, creativity, action. Yeah, if you stop procrastinating here in week 2, you're going to be ready to take action in week 3. And I know we do have retrograde season starting. I know we do have Mercury going retrograde on July 17th, but you could get started with something that your heart really wants by doing the research and stop procrastinating in week 2 before everything's retrograde. So actually, I would say even week 1, get started really asking yourself, what's no longer serving me? What do I need to move away from because I don't feel emotionally secure? Move towards the options that help you feel emotionally secure and stop procrastinating. And then in week 3, you'll be like, let's go. I'm ready to go, which I don't know the exact date we move into your birthday season, Leo, but you're going to be fired up. I'm telling you, this is great, great energy for July for you. So let's move on to week 4 for Leos. We have the 9 of Air card, negativity, worry, sleeplessness. But I'm not getting this as a negative thing for you, Leos. I'm getting this because, there's something that you are doing that's new that just might bring in a new level of concern because it's brand new. You've never done it before. You're feeling vulnerable. Like I said at the beginning, you guys has such a big heart that we just want to avoid these sleepless nights. And if you're not taking action at the beginning of July to bring in that emotional security, you might get caught in self-fulfilling prophecies. You might get caught worrying about things not turning out the way you want. And, this hasn't actually happened yet. This is something that you can change. And, I guess the most basic example is, maybe you're dating somebody, you start dating somebody new and you're, you're already seeing some sign that they're not going to be reciprocating the love that you would invest in a relationship. And so then by the time you get to week 4, you're like, why aren't they texting me back for 3 hours? Why aren't they asking me to do things? Why am I always investing? And that's just an easy example. This could be with a friend. This could be with a project. But you're going to want to avoid this emotional insecurity and worry and stress by making sure you're not procrastinating week 2, that you're investing in something new week 3, and you are seeing the truth. Remember, that was the challenging energy. When you see the truth of a situation, you can avoid this 9 of air card in week 4. So let's see what week 5 is, so you can do a screenshot here and have the energies at your hand. We have the Lovers card. Look at that, Leo. We will be fully into your birthday season by week 5, and you are a love sign. You're ruled by the heart, by the sun, relationships, emotions, choices. So, I mean, it literally could be you are dating someone and you're choosing to go ahead and get engaged. It could be you haven't been dating and you're going to finally start dating again, and you're finally by week 5, you're meeting that person that's going to be your ideal partner. It could also be that you are realizing, hey, I've got some people in my life. Honestly, they're just not helping me feel secure about myself. It's not a good energy to surround myself with. So you're making that tough decision to say, you know what? I'm going to follow my heart. That's Ace of Fire. I'm going to go do what I got to do to feel good. And then this Lover card is coming in for you. And by the way, that I said this for either Cancer or Gemini. I can't remember that line that I love in Under the Tuscan Sun with Diane Lane. Go work on your house and forget about it. She's heartbroken again over a guy, and the wiser woman, the older woman, says, go work on your house and forget about it. I feel like that's what you're going to be doing in week 3. You're just going to go work on something you love. You're going to gain clarity, and you're going to go, I'm not living like this anymore. I'm not worrying about what this person thinks of me, what this person is doing. I'm going to focus on love, and you're going to really be bringing in these amazing new relationships. And of course, this could be a new project. It could be a new collaboration. If you're not looking for love, it could be something that your heart really wants to start for this birthday season. And I was telling Cancers, please, Leo, do the same thing. Give your future self a gift for this birthday, okay? I want you to do something for yourself, Leos, for this birthday season, that next year in your birthday season, you're like, oh, thank you for that gift. I am so glad I took that initiative. I am so glad I invested in what my heart wants. Even if it's a little challenging right here, you've got to do that work. You've got to stop procrastinating. You're ultimately going to bring in so much love. So I think this is going to be a fantastic birthday month for you, Leos. Love you so much. Happy birthday. I'll be back in a few minutes to start with the Virgos. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you soon.